Wow. I turned to our Secretary of Economic Development, Dominic Murray, as Jaden was wrapping up. I said, she's making me cry. And she really was. Because I'm with all of you. And because of the work that you do. There are very few events over the course of these last 8 years that I've made a point of making every single year. But Deb Kilty, because of the vision that you have been able to capture in the World Trade Center Institute, and all of these phenomenal human beings, people that do business out of Maryland and into the world, I always want to make a point of coming here because you represent the best of what Maryland has to offer today, and you also represent the best of the promise that we have to offer the future, Jaden's future, an economy with a human purpose. And I don't mind telling you that I am a little bit emotional tonight because this is the last time I'll be able to be with you as your governor. Next year when you have this event, there'll be another person standing at this podium, I hope, because I do believe that this is one of the most, if not the most, important business group in the state of Maryland. Because you realize that the world is bigger than Maryland, and it's bigger than the United States. And you realize there's a big market out there. And yet we are an indispensable nation. And we have a role to play in this emerging market. We have a role to play because not only is this market emerging, but there are new challenges emerging. And as the new challenges emerge, so do new opportunities emerge. And in meeting those challenges comes a tremendous amount of job creation, tremendous amount of opportunity for the future, a future that we have the ability to make together. I have several pages of remarks. And I'm not going to give any of those. Thank you very much. I do want to say this. Our state has achieved the fastest rate of new job creation over the last 3 years of any state in the Mid-Atlantic region because of you. Our state has the highest median income of any state in the United States because of you. Our state, never before, but in the middle of a recession, achieved the distinction of achieving the #1 public schools in America 5 years in a row because of you. Our state has done more than any other state to hold down the cost of college tuition so that more families can send their children to college and achieve the American dream. And we did that because of you. Our state was named the #1 state in the United States for 2 years in a row by the United States Chamber of Commerce for innovation and entrepreneurship because of you. None of those things happened by accident. They happened because of intentional leadership. They happened because of you. And I listen to the names of those as I have every single year, and I am awestruck by the bounty, by the blessings, by the abundance of innovation that we have in the people that offer their creative service forward for the next generation out of this small but powerful little place. And you saw it again tonight, didn't you? In each of the awards, as people talked about, as we heard the stories of each of these individuals. Frank Vitez, president of Phoenix, and the tremendous work that he does. Frank, I bet your mother did not know that she was raising a pumpkin chucking guru when you grew up in her house. Stuart Fitzgibbon and Domino. I mean, talk about an international business. And I toured their plant the other. I must be doing something right as governor because I knew about so many of these individuals and the tremendously talented people that work with them. And if you've never had the opportunity to go inside Domino, you should. It's a phenomenal place with really talented people. But he should, at MedImmune, thank you so much for everything that you're doing with Johns Hopkins and with the University of Maryland. We're so proud of you guys and everything that MedImmune is doing here in Maryland. The 400 additional jobs that are being added here. What a center you have become around the world, really, because of, for AstraZeneca as the biologics center. And also Seth Goldman. I told Seth from Honest Tea, I said, I've been writing, and boy, it's grueling. He said, you should try reducing it to a comic book. It'll be a lot more fun. But Seth has done some great work there in Bethesda. Len Mudaspa, and everything that Len, you guys are doing in cyber. Len employs 1,200 people in the state of Maryland. He has openings for another 300 or 400 in that big, brave new domain of cyberspace, which we need to defend as a nation. And Claire Fraser-Leggett, who has done so much work. Claire has been at the dinner table there at Government House talking about the emergence of personalized medicine and the human genome and what we have the capacity to bring forward as a little state to the cause of healing this world of ours. And Michael Brannick with Prometric, doing work in 160 different countries, out of Maryland, out of this place, out of our place. We have been able to do a lot of things together, and I thank you, Harold Adams, so much for introducing me to this group. And Harold told me early on, he said, you're not going to get any points for it, it won't be popular at home, but you need to travel and see the rest of the world, because that's when new opportunities are emerging for all of us here at home. And you need to do it. And if I were to write a book called Letters to a Future Governor, one of the chapters would be, you need to travel this world. Because there are tremendous opportunities out there. And we've only begun to realize what they are. And as I have traveled to Brazil, or to France, or to China, or to India, or to El Salvador and other places in between. There are a lot more people, I can tell you, all around the world who know where Johns Hopkins is before they know where Maryland is. And the next person I have the opportunity to introduce here tonight is a gentleman who is well deserving of this award. He is a person known to so many of you. And his wife, Rooney, is with him tonight. Rooney, thank you for sharing this man with us. I don't know how he ever finds time to be at home between the big enterprise he runs and all of the things he gives of his talents to. But Ron Peterson is president of Johns Hopkins Hospital and Health System, as executive vice president of Johns Hopkins Medicine. Ron really exemplifies the high standards we've come to expect from Johns Hopkins. He is one of Maryland's finest, most respected leaders in the corporate world, in the community world, the philanthropy world, and he is both a graduate of Johns Hopkins and an employee for 40 years. He transformed the beleaguered Baltimore City hospitals into the Johns Hopkins Bayview Medical Center in the early 80s. And he also transformed what could have been some really huge losses. His ambitions and his effectiveness at the helm have reformed operations and strategic planning. He has done so much as the Executive Vice President and COO of Johns Hopkins Health Systems. And today, he has ensured that Johns Hopkins will always stand as that beacon of light in Maryland. Because really, as a state and as a country, we have to be in this world about waging peace. And peace takes many forms. The wealth that's created in a nation or the wealth that's created in the world is the same, isn't it? It's really about creating and offering a greater array of solutions to human problems to greater numbers of human beings. And that certainly is what Johns Hopkins has always been about. It's why people all over the world, including world leaders I've spoken to, have said to me that one of the very few requests I've ever received from a world leader was, can you get Johns Hopkins to return my call? I said, I think I can do that. And the reason I knew I could do that is because of people like Ron Peterson. Now I should say because of Ron Peterson. Because this man served on our workforce investment board in the city of Baltimore for many, many years. It was not the sort of job that he got kudos or awards for. It took a lot of hours, but he helped a lot of people connect them up with the jobs that would allow them to raise their children in love and with dignity and with security. If there is ever a person that you could point to as the epitome of the best of Baltimore, it is this man. He represents the best that we have to show the world. And ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Ron Peterson.